The stage lights were bright, strong enough to light every corner of the room, yet the man standing at the center did not seem nervous at all. He did not rush. He did not shift his feet. He stood quietly, breathing slow and steady, as if the noise of the world had faded away. His arms rested naturally at his sides. His shoulders were relaxed. His face was calm, almost blank, like a still lake with no ripples. The audience looked at him with curiosity. Some leaned back in their seats, unsure of what to expect. Others leaned forward slightly, trying to read his face. A few whispered softly to the person next to them, guessing what kind of act this might be. There was no flashy costume to grab attention, no bright colors, no dramatic pose, no loud music to announce his arrival. Just a simple man, standing alone on a wide stage. Behind the judges' table, there was polite interest, but nothing more. They had seen many performers before. People who walked in full of confidence. People who promised something never seen before. Many big promises. Many loud entrances. Many acts that faded quickly. This one was different. The host asked a short, simple question. The man answered with respect and a small, careful smile. His voice was gentle and calm. He did not rush his words. He did not try to impress anyone with big talk. When the talking ended, the room slowly fell quiet. The music had not started yet, but something had already changed. A strange stillness filled the space. It felt heavier than silence, as if everyone was waiting for something they could not yet see. The man closed his eyes. In that moment his mind traveled far away from the stage, far away from the lights, far away from the watching faces. He went back to long nights of practice, back to empty rooms where only his breath could be heard, back to tired muscles and shaking legs, back to moments when doubt felt heavier than hope. He remembered standing alone after failing again and again. No audience, no applause, no encouragement, only his reflection in the mirror, staring back at him. There were days when his body ached so much that even standing felt painful. Days when every move felt slow and heavy. Days when people around him did not understand what he was trying to create. Some said it was strange. Some said it did not make sense. Some quietly believed it would never work. But he kept going, even when progress felt invisible, even when improvement came slowly, even when no one was watching. He believed movement could speak when words failed, that the body could tell a story deeper than sound. That struggle, when faced again and again, could turn into art. The first sound of music finally filled the room. Slow, soft, careful. It felt almost gentle, like a question waiting for an answer. His eyes opened. At first, he barely moved, just a small step forward, a gentle shift of weight from one foot to the other. It was as if he was testing the ground beneath him, making sure it was real. The audience watched closely now. No one spoke, no one laughed. No one looked away. Then his arms moved, sharp, yet smooth at the same time. Strong, but controlled, like he was pushing against something unseen, like the air itself had weight and resistance. The rhythm changed slightly. His body responded instantly, without hesitation. He bent low, then rose fast. He turned, stopped, and froze in the middle of motion. Every movement landed exactly with the sound, as if his body and the music were connected. People in the crowd began to lean forward without realizing it. Their eyes followed every motion. Their attention locked in place. Something about the performance felt different. It did not feel like a normal dance. It did not feel like a simple routine. It felt like a battle, not with another person, but with invisible forces, with pressure, with fear, with limits. The man jumped, twisted, and landed with full control. His balance was perfect. His focus never broke, not even for a second. Behind each move was years of discipline. Hours spent repeating the same motion again and again, fixing tiny mistakes that no one else could see. Training when others rested. The music grew stronger. His movements became faster, sharper, more intense. He ducked suddenly, as if avoiding something rushing toward him. He struck the air, then pulled back quickly, like he was being pulled by invisible strings. Gasps could be heard in the audience now. soft at first, then louder. Some people smiled without realizing it. Others sat frozen, eyes wide open. No one checked their phone. No one looked away. This was no longer just entertainment. It felt personal. The man's face changed as he moved, at times calm, almost peaceful. At times intense and focused. At times almost lost, like he was deep inside a memory. He was not acting. He was remembering the moments when he almost gave up, the times when his body felt too tired to continue, the moments when his dream felt far away and unclear. Each sharp movement carried frustration. Each smooth transition carried hope. Each pause carried strength. The judges stopped taking notes. They stopped thinking ahead. They simply watched, fully present. The music slowed again. He stood still, chest rising and falling. Sweat covered his forehead. His eyes stayed focused and clear. Then, without warning, the beat dropped hard. His body exploded into motion. He spun low to the ground. Ten rose. Hi! He kicked, twisted, froze, and fell only to rise again. It was chaos, but controlled. Fast, but precise. The crowd reacted louder now. Claps echoed through the room. Energy filled the space, but the man did not look at them. He stayed inside his world. This was his story, and he was telling it the only way he knew how. Every move now felt urgent, like time was running out, like this moment mattered more than any other moment before it. He jumped high and landed perfectly still. Silence. For one long second, nothing moved. The music soft, the man stood bent forward, breathing hard. His arms hung heavy at his sides. In his mind, he felt the weight of every sacrifice. Missed moments, lonely nights, endless practice when no one believed. Slowly, he straightened. The music began to rise one last time. The audience held its breath, and then he moved again. The moment he moved again, everything changed. The music rose, not loud, but powerful, like a slow wave, gaining strength. It felt like a heartbeat, growing stronger inside the room. His body followed it without delay, as if it had been waiting for this exact moment for a very long time. His movements were no longer careful or held back. They were open. They were free. He stepped forward with confidence, then pulled back suddenly, sharp and clear. His arms cut through the air, fast and clean, without wasting a single motion. His feet moved with purpose, touching the floor exactly where they needed to be, never missing a beat. The audience could feel it now. Something deep had shifted. This was not just skill on display. This was not just practice or training. This was emotion taking shape. He moved as if he was breaking free from something that had held him down for years. Something unseen, but heavy. Each step felt like a decision. Each turn felt like a release from the past. His face showed everything he had been carrying. There was focus, deep and steady, like someone who knows where they are going. There was struggle, still present, but no longer heavy or painful. And slowly, gently, there was a relief. The music shifted again, softer this time, like it was giving him space to breathe. It slowed down. He reached forward gently, like he was touching something fragile and important, something he did not want to break. Then he pulled his hand back, close to his chest, holding that feeling inside. It felt like he was remembering someone who once doubted him, someone who said he was wasting time, someone who believed this path would never lead anywhere meaningful. But instead of anger, his movements showed understanding. Instead of pain, there was acceptance. Instead of bitterness, there was growth. He turned slowly, eyes focused on a single point ahead. Not on the judges, not on the audience. Just forward. Then he stepped again, stronger than before. The rhythm returned. Faster now. Sharper. More alive. He spun, stopped, and froze in place. The timing was perfect. The control was complete, like his body and the music were speaking the same language. The crowd reacted instantly. More claps filled the room. Louder sounds followed. Energy spread through every seat. but he still did not look at them. This moment was not for applause. It was not for approval. It was for truth. He remembered the long road that brought him here, the quiet sacrifices no one ever noticed, the nights when practice felt endless, the hours of work that showed no reward at first. He remembered choosing to continue when stopping felt easier, choosing effort when comfort called louder, choosing belief when doubt tried to take over. Now, all of it was coming out through movement. He jumped high, landed low, and rolled smoothly back to his feet. Not rushed, not messy. Every action had meaning behind it. The judges leaned forward now without realizing it. Their eyes followed every motion closely. Their faces showed surprise first, then something deeper respect. This was no longer just a performance to them. It was a journey unfolding in front of their eyes. The music softened again, almost fading into silence. He stood still in the center of the stage. His breathing was heavy, but controlled. His shoulders rose and fell slowly as he caught his breath. For a moment, it felt like time itself had stopped. Then the music returned one last time. Stronger, clearer, braver. His final movements were open and clean. There was no struggle left in them. No hesitation, no fear. He moved as if he had accepted everything: the past, the pain, the doubt, and the dream that once felt too far away. He reached upward, not fast, not slow, just enough to show hope, just enough to show belief. Then he brought his hands down gently and stood still. The music ended. Silence filled the room. For one long second, no one moved. No claps, no words, no sound at all. Just silence. Then the room exploded. Applause rushed in from every direction. People stood up from their seats without thinking. Some clapped above their heads. Others cheered with full hearts. The man remained still for a moment, head lowered. He did not smile right away. He took one slow, deep breath. Then he bowed, not deeply, not proudly, just honestly. When he looked up, his eyes were calm, a little tired from effort, but peaceful in a way that only comes after release. The judges stood as well. Their reactions were clear. They were impressed, but more than that, they were moved. One judge spoke first, praising the control, the discipline, and the originality. Another spoke about how the performance felt like a living story, not just a routine. Another mentioned how rare it is to see someone speak so clearly without using words. The man listened quietly. He nodded gently. He smiled softly, without showing off. He did not interrupt. He did not explain too much. He let the moment be what it was. When asked how he felt, he paused. Then he spoke simply. He said he only wanted to share something honest, something built from years of effort, something that truly meant something to him. There were no big speeches, no dramatic lines meant to impress, just truth. The audience clapped again. As he walked off the stage, the lights followed him for a moment, then slowly faded. The noise softened behind him, step by step. Backstage, the air felt different, quieter, more real. He sat down and rested his hands on his knees. His body felt heavy now. The energy had finally left him. But inside, something felt light. He thought about the version of himself who once practiced alone in silence. The one who doubted, the one who felt unseen, the one who kept going anyway. That person would never have imagined this moment. And yet, here it was. This experience did not mean everything was finished. It did not mean the road ahead would be easy. But it meant something important. It meant staying true mattered. It meant patience mattered. It meant believing in your own voice even when it feels strange matters. Some dreams do not arrive loudly. They arrive slowly, quietly, through effort, through failure, through growth. As the man left the building later that night, the world outside looked the same. The streetlights still glowed. The roads were still quiet. The sky was still open above him, but he was not the same. He had faced his fear. He had shared his truth, and he had been heard. Not because he shouted, but because he stayed honest, and that was enough.